How is everybody doing today? And in this video, of course, as I said, we were going to look at yesterday, because yes, we did cover Aventurine and all the stuff you need to know in regards to all the banners around him and if he's worth summoning. Today we're talking about his rerun partner this time around, who is going to be Jingliu, which honestly is one of the more exciting reruns, especially for Jingliu, because as we know right now, I would say only 2 to 1 rerun was actually worth when they ended up rerunning, because as we know, when Sela got her rerun, Jingliu and Topaz were out. Those are 2 monumental characters, especially Jingliu, because as we may know, no one can deny the fact, even the fact that Acheron is out, that Jingliu is in the top 2. When it comes to DPS, it's Acheron, is Jingliu, then is Dan Heng. Right now, Jingliu is in a really good spot in the meta at the current moment, with her being explosive in the damage that she does. And of course, today we're going to be talking about not only her, but also all the other DPSs around her when it comes to if you should summon on her rerun or not. Because I know a lot of people are excited for Jingliu, because as everyone knows, we've been talking about Jingliu since the beginning of time when she came out, because she's just been an absolutely amazing character for all that she provides. And she is basically just the perfect character when it comes to being a Honkai Star character before Acheron's release. So if you are looking forward to getting a new DPS, your first DPS, or maybe even catching her on a rerun now that you finally can put her on your team, well, today we're going to be talking about all that type of stuff in regards to her characters that are around her, future banners, all that type of stuff. And let's go ahead and start. So with Jingliu right now, as I said before already, the last time we got a rerun when it came to all these banners, usually the reruns don't make sense for the time that they're in. Something like how Sela came when Jingliu and Topaz were out. Well, Jingliu was Jingliu. She's one of the top DPS, basically dethroning Sela if you didn't already have a second DPS on your account. And then we also have someone like Luocha, who's in the current predicament right now, where we have Aventurine coming out right after, while there's REHOO, while there's Fu Xuan, and there's a multiple amount of sustainers that take his spot. For Jingliu, well, she still reigns supreme. She still has one of the best ratings as a DPS at the current moment, because of all that she can provide for herself, which is a lot. And when I mean a lot, she gets a whole 50% crit rate in her form, which you can fast forward when you use her with certain units like Bronya, like Sparkle, or anybody else that gives an advanced forward or allows her to have a lot of speed. She's going to absolutely love those type of characters, because this allows her to be in her form a lot more and do an explosive amount of damage. Because yes, when you end up going into her form, she can hit adjacent damage with her skill, which doesn't take up skill points anymore, and is a very big factor in regards to being a skill point efficient character, and allowing all your characters to do their buffs, do their heals, all that type of stuff, and only for a small little cost of a couple HP when it comes to her using her skill, which honestly doesn't do anything. If you have a healer on your team, it's pretty much a done deal. She doesn't have a lot of restrictions. She is not binded to a certain team in regards to what she needs. She can use a lot of different units, like I said, Bronya, Sparkle, Ruan, Mei, Pella. There's a lot of really good teammates that she ends up having when you're using Jingliu, and she's still one of the best performing DPSs out in the game right now. So at the current moment, Jingliu does run into the rule of, are they even still worth it in being a rerun? Should you even consider getting her if she's not powerful? No, she is 100% powerful. She can 100% be a character that will carry you from any point of the game and get you to 0 cycle stuff, get you to do 1 cycles, making it a little bit faster and giving your other team a little bit more leeway when they end up doing MOC. So that's the really cool thing about Jingliu. She's still such a great character and very easy to build for the most part, because when you look at what she's able to run on her relics, of course you're rocking the ice set, which gives you crit damage, and then you get to stack on even more crit damage, because like I said, she already gives herself 50% crit rate. So if you get 50% crit rate with other means, whether it be your light cone or even your relics, then boom, she has 100% crit rate. Now you're guaranteed those crits every time, and that is just so strong when you can couple in the fact that you can use characters like Bronya, you can use characters like Sparkle that keep her in that form for longer. And not only that, she also has future investment potential when it comes to the other characters that you could put with Jingliu, because you can run something like having Ting Yun on the team to allow her to have more energy to advance forward the whole team and to give an attack buff to Jingliu. You can also run characters like REHOO, who's able to give attack boost again and also go ahead and give you the energy that you need to stay inside your form. You can do a lot more ultimate, staying in your form a lot longer, doing that adjacent damage is going to absolutely shred units in the future. And then you also have Eidolons being put into the fact with 4 stars like Pella, where her Eidolon 4 allows you to actually erase ice res from the enemy, making it so Jingliu is even more of a threat when it comes to the damage that she's able to do. And then couple the fact that you can also run REHOO Mei. Yes, Jingliu has a multitude of teams that she can be on, and a very strong character at that. There is just no one else at the game right now that is as perfect as Jingliu and can put out the same amount of damage for a lot less resources. She is very, I guess you could say, less investment heavy when it comes to every other DPS, because as you may know, no one else has this monstrous amount of crit rate and crit damage on their kit besides these minor traits that you may see from time to time in these guys' kits. But other than that, no one else gives that amount of crit rate and crit damage to themselves besides someone like Argenti, and that's pretty much it for all I know. Oh, and also Dr. Ratio, which these characters are cool, but they're nowhere near Jingliu level. So Jingliu is still a really great pickup for sure to pick up. Now her 4 stars on her banner aren't the very best because if I'm not wrong, it's Lynx, which is a good character, but funny enough doesn't synergize with Jingliu, because if you do end up using Lynx on your team, then you have a chance of healing Jingliu with the skill. And then guess what? This actually puts taunt on Jingliu, making it a lot less synergistic for your team because your DPS is taking the main front of damage because her chances of being attacked are heightened even more. So Lynx can't really be put on Jingliu's team. You kind of want to run some other person, maybe somebody like Luocha, maybe someone like Aventurine, or even someone like Ho-Ho, who she'd really love as well. Or maybe Natasha, because of course you don't want to put Lynx on the team. And then other than that, we also have Serval and Lynx. Not really the best pairing when it comes to Jingliu and her banner. So right now her 4 stars are looking a little rough. There's not really much else when it comes to Jingliu and also her worth as a character, because as we may know, she's still in the top 2. She's still a very, very strong unit. But when it comes to the future units coming into the game, any other character that's going to be a DPS, well, we do know 100% that Buhil will be coming in as a physical unit in the Hunt class. And now, as we know, I think all of us can agree, the Hunt class is still trying to prove themselves worthy, because as we know so far, a lot of the guys in the Hunt path are struggling slightly with being a single target unit in an AoE focused meta. Sela is still trying to keep her stride going, and right now Buhil is going to be coming after Acheron, which we have zero idea how he's going to play, and if he's going to be a traditional DPS with like energy and also being able to be having a selfish kit, or is he going to have some type of game breaking mechanic, either something similar or something different to what Acheron has, with no energy, with not having to need anything. He's built around the team and all that type of stuff. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, Jingliu just seems to be in a really great position in where she's at, because she's still currently in the top 2 DPS for sure. And then not only that, her rerun makes sense for the first time, because like I said before, Sela didn't make sense when she came out because Jingliu was already out and Bibertulune was already out, Kafka was already out, and these are the 3 big hitters for DPS. So you already had 3 amazing DPS after Sela, and there was kind of no reason to summon for Sela if you're going for Jingliu and you already had Kafka, if you already had Bibertulune who was broken. There was just a bunch of different other options that you could have picked for. And then same thing with Luocha, how he is right now in regards to him versus Aventurine in the same patch. It just didn't make sense at the current moment for him to be out as a character. And with him being a nice sustain, he still can carry you through stuff, but you get a lot more advantage, you get a lot more resources given to you when you're rocking someone like Ho-Ho, when you're rocking someone like Fushwen, or even Aventurine. So this is very exciting to see that a rerun is actually worth getting when it comes to Jingliu coming around. So if you are looking for your first DPS, your second DPS, or overall just getting ice coverage for your team, I do say Jingliu is going to be a pretty safe bet in regards to what she's able to do now and what she's probably able to do in the future. She's still putting out some amazing numbers. She still is SP efficient, so we might see some use, in all honesty, with her being in other teams, because she doesn't take that many skill points. In all honesty, if you have an SP positive team and you throw Jingliu into the mix, eventually she stays in her form long enough for you to stockpile a fat ton of skill points. So you'll almost never need to get some other unit to be able to make sure that Jingliu can stay in her form a lot longer, because we already have the units and a lot more investment potential in regards to all the different characters that can work with her, because you can go insanely nasty with some type of mono ice team with REHOO Mei and Pella. You can go into the sub DPS route of something like Jingliu and Blade, because she does take away HP from allies, and whenever Blade gets damaged, he gets his stacks. So there's a lot of really crazy synergies, a lot of really cool teams that you can run with Jingliu and with Blade and all this different type of stuff that she's able to have. She is just overall a genuinely good character. And not only that, she also has a free-to-play option as well, with being able to use the, what's it called, her to light cone, which is the following Aeon, which is a pretty good light cone for her to wear. So overall, Jingliu is still a really great character. If you're looking for your first DPS, your second DPS, or overall ice coverage, she's still a safe bet for sure if you're looking forward to getting her. We just have to remember, for the fact, because I do want to preface this, because we don't know currently at the moment, you do have information from being in the second half patch, which is always a good thing for any character on that side, to look at all the information that you possibly need. Because not only do we have Jingliu on the second half, you must remember, as we talked about before, Boo Hill will also be coming out, and we can wait till the stream drops. We can wait till they tell us what these characters' kits are before we do Jingliu versus Boo Hill, or you could just overall center your decision around Jingliu and see how good that investment option is. Not only that, we also will see drip marketing coming very soon around the stream time or after the stream time, which will allow us to know what characters are coming out after Boo Hill. Something like we still haven't gotten Sam, something like we haven't gotten Sunday. There's a lot of other characters that are prevalent in the story at the current moment that haven't been shown off as a character, and we can imagine that they're either going to be a DPS, another Harmony for the 80th time, or maybe even another Sustain. There are so many possibilities that what could happen in the future. But if I were to say right now, in disregarding everything in regards to the future banners, right now, Jingliu is still a safe option, and Jingliu is still a really good option for a DPS for you to grab because of all that she's able to do. She really is a self-fulfilling character, with being able to have low requirements in investment and can be used with the ample amount of teammates that you may have. Ho-Ho, Luocha, Sparkle, Bronya, Ruan-Mei, Pella. There's just so many great characters, and Blade if you want to run that cool sub DPS team. There's so many cool options that you can run with her. And of course, this goes into even further team comps in the future, depending on what you have, like Black Swan, Silwolf. There's just so much. It's a really cool thing. You have Fu Xuan that can make her overload on crit rate, so you can just nuke with crit damage. There's just a lot of things that's cool with Jingliu, and she's still a safe pick, a really good pick, all that type of stuff. So other than that, that's going to be it for this video for the most part. There really isn't anything else in regards to Jingliu that I have to say, because she is just such a great character. Also, for the Eidolons, for people that might be chasing it during her rerun, although these are really nice, you do not need it unless you really like Jingliu. I think, if I'm not wrong, her E1 might be the best thing, just because you do get more crit damage, and your triple spread, I guess you could say, or adjacent damage gets condensed into one if there's only one enemy on the field, which gives her a little bit more damage to able to single target someone out. So this is a really great Eidolon if you are looking for reruns. But after E1, I don't think E2 is worth it, in my honest opinion. And then for E4, this is really nice too. It's a nice little buff that she gets from sucking all the HP away. But you might be better off just going E1 before you go all the way up until E6. So other than that, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. Let me know if you're summoning for Jingliu, or if you're holding out for Boo Hill, or maybe even Sam, which I'm very excited for. Make sure to leave a sub, a like, a comment, all that different type of stuff. And also make sure to join the Discord and follow the Twitch at twitch.tv/REHOO, because we do stream there pretty much every day. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all in the next one, and peace.